I played Sid Meier's Civilization 6. I can re-download that. I've only played it like once with one of my friends, and then I stopped. Nope. Yeah, this game's not turn-based either. By the way, the loading scene is a little bit long, but you can see all the art that the game has. Yeah. I can definitely tell by this. We both have a lot of games that we both can play together. It's just right now we don't have them downloaded. But I'm gonna show you how to make a new empire, which I'm gonna make one right now. You can choose like your species from humanoid, machine, mammalian, reptilian, avian, arthropod, mescaloid, fungoid, plantoid. And there's gonna be a new species at some point called lithoids. They're a bunch of rocks. Not even kidding. Rock people. Literal rock people. But yeah, I don't have really a mind to make one right now. So I'll just continue with the empire I have right now, okay? That's okay with you? Because to make your... Alright, you can watch the stream I guess in the back. I don't know anymore. Alright. Alright.
Construction finalized. Anomalous readings detected. Construction finalized. Our research has progressed. System resources analyzed. Construction complete. Together we will build a brighter future. Construction finalized. Discourse seeding in progress. Anomalous readings detected. Special inquiry concluded. Situation log updated. Construction complete. Construction finalized. Construction finalized. System resources analyzed. Construction complete. Construction complete. Ships upgraded. Anomalous readings detected. Construction complete. Sith log updated. System resources analyzed. Our research has progressed. Transmission incoming. Discourse anticipated.
Hello. So, how you liking the game so far? Does the graphics look good? Yeah. Sorry if it's taking some time to actually, because this type of game kind of takes, time.
Construction finalized.
And now I'm pretty sure you know why I haven't declared war yet. It's also trying to figure out the right people I want to friend and the right people I don't like. And so far, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get rid of one person. I'm pretty sure you know who I'm trying to get rid of. You've seen me look at their people, and you've seen me insult them before, so I'm pretty sure you should get the Stellaris Deluxe Edition. Expansion packs are worth it. It makes the game that much better. I promise you, bud.
We will build a brighter future. Anomalous readings detected.
Of course, if I was exterminators right now, I would kill these little bastards easy. Also, this game also has a pretty cool community. Community likes to roleplay sometimes, at least with my group. Sometimes we don't.
Complete.
So, really talk to the people. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. Anyway. There's multiplayer and single player. You can do that, or you don't have to. I mean, most of the time with my people, we don't really fight each other, but we fight with the AI. And really, it's whoever dominates. You can do it if you want, though. But the game, if you do that, you can essentially be a dick to anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, would you really kill this player? I mean, unless he was a dick to you, and for no reason, I get it. But like, if it's to one of your friends, you
System resources analyzed.
You get it if you like games like this. You're probably not gonna like it the very first couple times because, like I said, it takes some learning to play, but it's not that bad. If you have common sense to not attack a dude that's superior to you in every way, then you can enjoy it. If you're that type of person, you're probably not gonna like it because you're a dumbass. But yeah, that's why you probably seen me build my fleet. Also, do you like my fleet so far? The one that you saw? Alright. I also have a second fleet. I don't know if you saw it, the courier fleet. I need to make another freaking do that, or... Oh, yeah, I'll be back, okay? I just have to...
System resources analyzed. Construction finalized.
I'm back, by the way. Hey, you still there? That's pretty cool. You don't like it? Are they a lot better than Xbox in general? Yeah. Sony has less money than Microsoft, but I could see in the future where Sony gets a lot more money than Microsoft in general now. I found Sol! I found humans! I found Earth! Sorry, the reason why I said that is because usually when it comes to Earth, they're always in the early space age, meaning they'll become an empire soon. Shite! I did not know this. I didn't even know what their ethics are. Where are the ethics? What are these, what do they think? Their trade value sucks fucking dick. Oh, that's good. They're xenophile, so they're thinking of being xenophile and egalitarian. That's good so far, I guess. And they're having worker problems. Wow. That's more true than I can ever think of right now. Sorry about that if I got too loud. Stars. The little dots you see is stars, but once you go into the system, you can find planets, you can find like rocks. Yeah, like my main planet is on a twin star. Yeah, alt LR1 and LRB. I'm in a twin star galaxy. There's some planets you can colonize, and some planets you can't. So if the ones you can't, they usually would be able to like mine. Like for example, if I go to my main system, yeah, I mean most of the time. Sometimes you'll find one that just has a mysterious to it, like an anomaly to it. Right now, I'm not trying to like. Yes. Yes. Haha. Okay, I don't know if you know this, but I like playing this game for one cool reason. Okay, so there's a really cool thing when you are a you're an empire like this. Now there's something called fallen empires. Okay, when you find these said fallen empires, there is a certain type of fallen empire I like to use. And basically, if I give them enough rare resources, like for example, rare resources, not your everyday resource, right? you can actually use the caretakers as a way to basically buy unlimited alloys, which is used to build your ships. And the best way to do it is usually when you find these caretakers, they'll actually ask your people to see if you want to be part of a like a gene, like a little gene thing. So your people's not gonna be happy, but you'll definitely increase you'll increase your relationship
Construction complete.
with the said caretakers.
Together we will build a brighter future.
Okay, so and when that happens, they'll be willing to give you more
System
alloys
resources
for
analyzed.
less of the rare resources. Since I find these people, I can easily make, now of course it is the starter game, so right now I'm not making any of them, but right now I'm getting rid of all my alloy foundries, which usually I wouldn't, but it makes sense if I did it, since I can make some more of my rare gases, because for some odd reason my people is growing really slowly and it's starting to piss me off really quickly. You know what, fuck this, I'm not, sorry, I have like certain little things when it comes to games like this. I'll be honest though, that's a good chance and everything. I don't like when my plants stop growing, so I think I'm gonna stop playing that certain game. I'm gonna show you. Okay, so the game, I kind of play it when I feel like it, really. I used to be such a big fan right now. But yeah. I'll tell you my emperors I've made though. Do you want to hear the names? Now these are newer empires. Like I said, I've had older ones. Like I said, because I told you I had to delete my whole entire thing when it comes to this. So all my empires I had, not there anymore. So these are my new ones: the Black Sun Syndicate, the Blake Fall Crushers, the Calvin Mechanists, the Blake Von Commune, which is the empire I have. The reason I'll go back in the game, but right now I can't do waiting so long for a stream, so that's why. I have my Blake Von Commune. I have Atlas, which is robots. And they're determined exterminators. Exterminators. They basically think of all organics as kills. So yeah. Then I have my two newest ones. I have my two newest empires I made literally yesterday. The Vrin Sentinels, and I have the Bermuda Church. Are those pretty good names? I made them my own names and everything. So which preset empires? Yeah. Like these are empires I made myself. Like for example, the Black Lung Syndicate, meaning that you could definitely tell they are corporate. They're a criminal syndicate, criminal heritage, media conglomerate, like all that type of stuff. They're fanatic, xenophobe, and authoritarian. But yeah. So okay, so from all these names I just told you, okay, which empire of mine does call out to you more? By the name alone, and just, I mean, because the name, like, goes with how the empire is. So, for example, the Blake Fall Crushers. They're fanatic purifiers. They kill literally everything. They extinct everything. You have the Calvin Mechanists. So, they believe heavily in robots. Because, you know, the name, right? They also like other people, but, like I said, they believe in a lot of robots. The Black Von Commune. You know, commune is like, you know, so they have shared burdens where everything's like, you know, in one area. Government controls. Communal. Communal parity, that's what the government is, okay? Then you have Atlas. Then you have Atlas, which is my determined exterminator robots. They're a rogue defense system. Then we have Rin Sentinels, which they're also another materialist, but besides being xenophile, they're xenophobe. So they're basically they basically are the less nicer people, for example, from the Kelvin, but different empires. Then we have Bermuda Church. They're very big on spiritualists. They're very big on spirits and believe in God and all that, so they're fanatic spiritualists. They're also authoritarian. They have exalted priesthood, so besides of like administrators for their rulers, they have priests. They have like main priests, big priests. And they also have something called the Corvée system. Also, with all these little civics, they have their little biography too. So if you want to know, like, for example, what it means in this game to be exalted priesthood, here's like the biography of it. To guard against heresy, the society is ruled by a religious council consisting of the wisest and most pious members of the clergy. Then you have the Corvée system. This society considers it the absolute right of the state to decide where its citizens live and work. And then we have like other ones you put on in Empire, like for example, cutthroat politics. The political system in this society is renowned for its intrigue, power struggles, shady backroom deals, and cloak and dagger scheming are par for the course. Those who survive long enough to learn the game, however, tend to learn it well. Then you have efficient bureaucracy. This society is renowned for its efficiency, not only due to the mag trains run on time, but the colossal bureaucratic apparatus required to run an interstellar nation has been greatly streamlined. Then you have environmentalists. The society seeks to coexist in harmony with nature. Great care is taken to preserve the environment and limit consumerism where it's possible. All these have like their own bonuses too, like their effects. So for example, because I have environmentalists, I have my people consume less consume consumer goods, meaning that I don't have to do so much when it comes to consumer goods. Doesn't mean I have to not take care of it though. Functional agriculture. This society is renowned for its simple yet functional agriculture. There are those who would refer to this building style as boring or even depressing, but in most cases, neo-concrete does the job just as well as any other building material. Then we have some unique like civics that actually change like how your whole entire world is. As you know, there's some worlds you don't start out with. Tomb worlds. Tomb worlds are like planets that already have they're very, you know. Then there's Gaia worlds. Pure, perfect worlds, right? So this is what it is. Life-seeded. This society has evolved in a paradise, possibly designed just for them. And it changes like your whole entire world, and it also changes your people's it'll also change like your people and how they look on planets. Like for example, if you do this, you'll live on Gaia world, but the negativity though is that your people will only be on Gaia worlds, meaning that any planets, no matter what, is going to be inhabitable for them. Meaning you can't colonize them. But your main planet is very good. It's the best one you can get. It's a Gaia world size 25, the biggest planet, and it also has several rare planetary features. So if you want an empire that's really strong for start game, this is the empire. But that's why in this game I'll tell all my friends that are going for life seeded to either do this. Go everything for terraforming. Like everything, because there's a perk in the game where you can choose when you go for a certain tree, and it'll let you, because generally in the terraforming you won't be able to terraform to Gaia planets, but if you choose the perk in the Ascensions tree, you can actually terraform worlds to Gaia worlds where your people can actually live, or you can find primitives. You take them over and you can use those primitives to live on the other planets. Mind you, because of that, your people's gonna have, you know, less people there. So, but yeah. Then here's this one. This is post-apocalyptic, baptized, and now I do like the description of this because it just sounds badass. Post-apocalyptic, baptized by nuclear fire. This society has faced total annihilation and survived. Devastated yet unbroken, they have rebuilt civilization from the ashes of the old world. And this is what happens. Your capital starts as a tomb world. And even the planets, like let me, for example, I'm not going to keep this, but let me like choose a post-apocalyptic from my church real quick, so I can show you the little biograph you get. So even the planets you choose even have their biograph to it. So a tomb world. A rocky world with a nitro-oxygen atmosphere, it is currently experiencing a nuclear winter. With dense layers of sooty aerosols in the atmosphere, high levels of surface radiation, minimal signs of life. You also get a little perk called Survivor, which tomb world abilities plus 70%, which makes sense because you're a survivor of this world, you know, and leader lifespan. So you get plus 10 years to your leader lifespan. So additionally, your people they can live up to 100 years. That's naturally. But with this perk, your people can live up to 110. There's even some perks that can like make you live to like plus 70 years, like Venable, which will take your trait points. Trait points is how you make your people. It's like what your people specialize into. So for example, with the Burning Church, I have Intelligent. The species is highly intelligent and enjoys faster technology progress. So on all engineering, physics, and society, they all have a bonus to make that better. But there's also negatives you put in, right? And if you're wondering why would I put negatives, well, when you put negatives, you get extra trait points, which you can actually add for getting you bigger bonuses. Okay? So for example, I have weak. So my army damage is going to be weak. It's going to be weaker than normal, and my worker basic resource output is going to be a little bit lower. Right? And then we have fleeting. Fleeting is where time is fleeting for this species. What they lack in longevity, they have to make up in other ways. So that means that's 10 years of life. Meaning that if your addition from your traditional 100 years of, natural life, that could be down to 10. But because I have these two negatives, I also got this, rapid breeders. I'm pretty sure you know what that is. So plus 10% to pop growth speed than your regular bunch. So basically you're China. Just there's even some okay, let me put back the one thing I put on for this. I think it was core racism. There now. There's even slaver guilds. Slaver guilds. Much of the true political power in this society rests with a number of powerful and ruthless slaver guilds. They know how to get the most out of a slave. Then we have something cool, very cool, like syncretic evolution. A second species forms an integral part of this society. They are big, strong, and most of them have the intelligence of a particularly dim-witted child. Ancient wars have culled their species of their most aggressive tendencies, leaving them quite servile. So, meaning your planet starts out with 12. Meaning that your people starts out with a bonus of 12 people. Then your original, for example, 20. Meaning you start out with 32 people. But you need to take care of those people, so that means you'll start out making still positive food, so you don't have to worry, but most of the time, that can get out of hand, if that makes sense. And since you're making two species, alright. Then there's something called this. Now I'll show you some of the ones I don't really like, and I'm kind of sad about, because there's not really that much changes with them. It makes sense, but not really. We have something called just Barbarics Despoilers. They're the closest thing you can basically make how to make a pirate faction. Once you play the game, you can see why I'm a little disappointed, but this is what it is. This society holds few things sacred. To fight is to live, and the strongest may seize whatever they convey. So basically, the pirates. But these are the effects, okay? They cannot form migration treaties, meaning that they cannot actually accept anyone to, migrate to their planets. They cannot join federations, and has the despoilation cause Stellaris on all other empires. If you're wondering what that is, you're basically raiding other people, and you can take their own people too, all that type of shit. So this is what it is. Unlocks the raiding bombardment stance, which in turn allows us to abduct pops, which is people, from besieged planets and resettle them to our own. Decreased opinion for most of their empires. But yeah. You can even have more, for example, a Fnatic Purifier. Fnatic Purifier, no one will like you. But, because of that, your, ship rate and everything is, a bonus. You also, for example, from purging Xenopops, if you take one planet, you get Unity from it. So, if I choose Fnatic Purifier, though everyone's going to hate me and I can't do anything with anyone else, I'm going to have a bonus of this. Ship fire rate increased by 33%. Army damage increased by 33%. Ship cost reduced by 25%. Naval capacities increased by 33%. So, like I said, if you want a strong military sound empire, go for Fnatic Purifiers. But mind you, is that everyone's going to hate you. So, then you can have inward perfection. If you're wondering about inward perfection, there is a certain way how to do it. Inward perfection is basically when you're a xenophobe and a pacifist, okay? So basically meaning, you don't like anyone, but you won't actually take shit from anyone. This is what a graph is. This calm and pacifist society has little use for strangers who do not understand their way of life. More than anything, they would prefer to be left alone. So this is why they can't this is the fix. You cannot have rivals, which makes sense. Cannot form defensive pacts. Cannot form migration treaties. Cannot guarantee independence. Cannot join federations. Cannot infiltrate primitives. Cannot have force subjects, and cannot use unrestricted wars policy. But you do get the monthly unity increased by 20%, pop growth speed increased by 20%, and you also get the citizens' pop happiness increased by 5%. And then you can go for mechanists, which you start out with robot pops. The society has been preoccupied with the idea of metallic automatons. Since the early Steam Age, although many said it could not be done, the first true robots left the assembly lines long before even rudimentary space flights was achieved. To start with the game was 8 pops being robots, and with the technology and infrastructure to build more. Robot upkeep is minus 5%. There's a lot. Yeah, and here's the, and there's some... it was on sale, not long. It was on sale, like, when I bought it. Even if it's $60, I'm still telling you this. Don't get the regular game, get the DLC, get the deluxe. With the deluxe, I'm pretty sure you get all existing DLC right now. So for what I know, but I'll tell you this, because of that, you'll have to buy the other expansion passes, but they're only like $25 or $30. And they're worth it because you get usually 2 full-on expansions, which introduces so much of the game, like full-on new Empire species, and like full-on new, like for example, there's gonna be a new species called Lithoids, which is little rock people. And with this expansion pass, there's also something called humanoids. So like you get different species, you could use them. All species have their own little way, they have their own little art. Like for example, if you're robots, you have your little perks to yourself. And then with a lot of expansions, like for example, you're a megacorp, which introduces megacorp governments, and you can, and if you're a criminal heritage or if you're just a megacorp in general, you can actually put branch offices into the planets. Now, if you're not a criminal heritage, you can ask for the empires. You can ask the empires, or the way to do is you have to ask the empires if you're friends with you, to see if that's okay with them. But if you're criminal heritage, you could just straight up just put your fucking criminal, criminal organization there. And you could cause criminals there too. You can literally call, yeah. Now it's not too strong, but like once you know how to deal with shit like that, you can do some fucking shady shit. Like you can make from like drug factories to fucking straight up like pubs. Like I'm not even joking. Like that's what the criminal heritage. Yeah, that's why the Black Sun Syndicate. If you're wondering who the Black Sun is, they're a Star Wars faction, pirate faction, all the way into the in the Empire and Rebel age. But then there's something called this Star Wars Story Pack. What this does is that it doesn't add new species or anything, but it'll add new story anomalies, meaning that there will be cooler anomalies. Like for example, this is what introduced the L clusters. The L clusters are a bunch of things that have been found that was made by a certain race even before the galaxy started out. And what the L clusters does is that when you actually open them up, you actually find a cluster outside the galaxy. And there's 2 things that can happen. You can either go into it and you can find a nanite that actually talks to you before it dies, and it'll give you like its technology to get it. Or you'll find something called the Grey Tempests, which they are a bunch of nanites that eat everything. So when you do this, these nanites actually come through that L cluster and will fucking wreck your shit, unless you're actually ready. And there's even stories like it'll like tell you like how these like the Great Tempests, like it's very cool. Like you will learn stories. There's also when you start at the game, there's also something called primitive, like what the other like okay. There is a before story, like before you become an empire, there's other empires before you. Cybrex, the Yults, other things. They all have their own stories too, because you'll learn of what their empires was, and you'll get to their home system. So for example, the Cybrex were a bunch of they were a robot empire. They died to something stupid, I think. But once you find their home system, you get to find a ring world, a broken ring world, which therefore you can repair it. Yeah, I mean you can't bring them back, they're dead, but you can bring back their ring world. And you know, and take it for yourself. And also, mind you, there is also called something called megastructures. Those megastructures usually you can't build once. You can only build once. But if you find these last empires before you made planets, some of them might not have megastructures. They might just have a very good system. Like for example, I'm pretty sure the Erisians, or I mean not the Eusians, I think the Yults, you'll find a system that has just a lot of good resources. Like sometimes you'll find it with 25 alloys, like 10 minerals, 10 energy, you get a bunch of science from it, like that's what you get. But if you're like for example, the Eurasians, you could find a metal world, or a machine world, which is you know, if you go for the side bricks, you can find a ring world, right? And like I said, you can learn like their past, you can learn like how it happened. Like for example, the Eurasians, yeah, like the Yolts were a bunch of crab people. They were a crab species. They died due to a disease. So yeah, like there's a lot of good stories. Like let me go to yes, actually. It's a game I don't play often anymore, but it is a game. It is a game I do play, and I still will never delete it. I've had this game for like more than 4 years. I don't really play it no more. Nice. Also, yeah, that makes sense. I hope